Welcome, my name is Kathy Passeri. I'm the Instructional Technologist at the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. Today I will show you how to create a programming flowchart with PowerPoint. So let's begin. Open up Microsoft PowerPoint, and once you open it, we will select a blank presentation. From here, two things we need. First, we need a blank slide, and also we would like this slide, instead of being a landscape orientation, we need to change it to portrait. So let's first change the layout to blank slide. Then what we'll do is we will go and change the orientation to portrait. So here on the Design tab, you will see the Slide Size button. So we'll click on this and go to Custom Slide. Select Portrait here and then click OK. And I usually just select the Ensure Fit, and it will fit this. You will see that your zoom slider has decreased, so I'm actually just going to go back up just so that my width is pretty much on the screen. And then also the other thing is my scroll bar is down the bottom, so I'm going to make sure I'm starting off at the top of the screen here. Next, I want to start creating my different shapes, and I've got 4 different shapes. So you can either go to the Home tab or to the Insert tab. So the Home tab, your drawing toolbars are here, or Insert, you can say Insert Shape. I'll just go to the Home tab, since that's the one that we're going to use, and we'll use this for fonts as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a rounded rectangle, and I select the rounded rectangle up here in the drawing toolbar, and I am going to just draw this shape here. For starters, it is not the color I want, so once I've drawn it, I can click on the Format tab, and then in the shape styles I'm going to click on the drop down arrow, and I'm going to select the shape style that I want, and I want it filled in white, black outline. Then I'm going to go back to my Home tab, and you can see here that even though I'm not ready to go and type in my information, but the font is not what I want. I actually want something called Lucida, L-U-C-I-D-A, and there's a Lucida Bright down here, and then also calligraphy, which is what I want, and I also want it at 14 size font. So that's ready. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click right mouse button over the shape and select Set as Default Shape. So then it will retain my font type, my font size, and also the color that I want. Next, I would like to create a rectangle shape. I'm going to click on the rectangle. I'm going to draw that. I'm not worried about placement right now. I would like a decision, what we call a decision shape. I'm going to click on decision, draw that, and then the other one that I would like is actually this one here, which is actually a data shape. I'm going to select those. As you can see right off the bat, since I set that shape as default, that's following what I want. From here, what I'm going to do is I want them all the same size. So I'm going to grab my left mouse button over up here and take note of my cursor. I want it to be this pointer. I'm going to hold down the left mouse button and drag over to select them, or I could have used the Control A keys on my keyboard. Click on the Format tab, and then up here in the height I'll 0.7, and then in the width I want 1.7, and then I'm just going to click off it. You can see these are all the same width and height. So right now they're not underneath each other or anything like that, and that's okay. But this guy here, I feel like he's he's not high enough. So I'm going to select that one and maybe increase it to 1. That looks a little bit better. From here, I need to actually duplicate because I need several of these shapes. I'm going to go and first up this one here, I really want this as a rounded rectangle. So I'm going to select this little yellow button here and draw it in as my rounded rectangle. I need 2 of these. I need a total of 3 of these decisions, and I need 2 of these data, and I think I need 6 of these rectangles. What I'm going to do is on my keyboard, I'm going to use the Control D. D for duplicate. That saves me doing Control C and Control V, those 2 keys. So Control D will duplicate it. I'm going to click on my rounded rectangle. I'm going to select it, Control D, and there it is there. And I'm just going to move this over to the side here. Then I'm going to do next, I'm going to actually do my rectangle, and I believe I want to do 6 of these. I'm going to say Control D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My decision, I'm going to need 2, so I'm going to click Control D once, and this data, I'm going to Control D twice because I think I need 3. Here I've got my shapes. Now I'm just going to move them into position in the order that I want them. What I'm going to do first up is this rectangle. I want it all the way down the bottom. You can do 1 or 2 things. You can just keep dragging, which can be slow, or I'm actually just going to go and minimize this until it's fully in my view. Then it's going to make it just a lot quicker and easier to put these into place here. So I'm going to drag. If you want to worry about these dotted lines here, that'll align them underneath each other. But I'm going to show you another trick in a moment how to do this a lot quicker and easier than worrying about these. I'm going to select these 2. I'm going to move this one over here somewhere. I'm going to put my other data over here somewhere. I need another one of these over here, and then I think I shortchanged myself one of these. I'm going to need to duplicate this guy again, so I'm going to say Control D, and I'm going to do that. I want all of these middle ones aligned underneath each other. Once again, left mouse button, upper left of my selections, and I'm going to drag my mouse to draw what we call a marquee over them. That selects all of these, and I can go to the Align button, and I'm going to say Align Center. It aligns them all by the centers. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Align, and I'm going to click Distribute Vertically. Okay, so now they're evenly distributed from here. And what I want to do with these guys over on the left, I don't need to distribute them, but I do want to align them one underneath each other. Done, Align Center here. Now what I'm going to do is I need to move this guy here more to be in the middle. And you can see now the dotted line or the dashed lines going straight through both of them. That means that they are aligned from the center with each other. This one here is going to go align with that one. And then this one here needs to align with this. And you can see that this one here is aligned with it as well. I'm going to do that from there. Okay, then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing my arrows. I'm going to actually zoom back out and start from the top and start drawing some arrows. I've got my insert shapes over here. I can go to the arrow, and I'm going to hover over this and my little dots appear. I'm going to hold down my left mouse button and draw the arrow here. And as you can see, the arrow is not the color that I'm wanting. So I'm going to do the same thing and set my arrows default. I'm going to come up to here, and if this shape styles don't show the color I want, I'm going to click on the More button, and I'm going to select this More button. Then I'm going to right button click on the actual arrow shape, and then select Set as Default Line. Now every arrow that I draw is actually going to go and have that. Unfortunately, you do need to click the arrow to repeat this. I haven't found a shortcut, and I'm using my wheel mouse to scroll down because that makes it very easy. You could do the F4 key, which repeats it, and then what you just need to do here is repeat that a couple of times. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just move these into place. F4 key is a Windows function key, and that there repeats the last action. That's why I've got some extra arrows there. And I need to draw an arrow going across from here to here. I'm going to grab my arrow shape again, and then one from here to down to here. And do that. I could have done the repeat if I wanted to. That's the nice thing about having just done the center parts distributed evenly. You know, all the gaps were the same, so I could have F4 key to duplicate those arrows, and just move them into place. And then I think I've got one more to go across to here. Here's my short arrows all completed. Now we need to go ahead and create our connector arrows. Oh, I found one more I think that I missed. No, actually I did not miss that. Let's go and start our connector arrows. To do my connector arrows, I'm going to scroll the zoom level down so that I can see everywhere that I need to go with connector arrows. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this connector arrow here, and I'm going to start drawing that. Oh, is that selected? So I'm going to select this, come across, and this is just not behaving, so I'm going to actually delete this one here, and I'm going to show you a different way to do this. Okay, so since that didn't quite work the way I want to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this one here. You can use this connector that doesn't have an arrow, and I'm going to draw that again. And if you, let's just go up to here, because I know that I'm going to have a problem if I go across to here. So I'm going to go to here, and remember how we set the arrow type as a default shape? So what I need to do is go to the N type arrow and select no line, and you will see that there's no line. Then I'm going to use this arrow to actually go across. And what you can do, so if you can see this now, you've got that, and you can actually click on the first connector, hold down the control key and click on the second one, and then you can right button click on these and group them together, and then that will be one whole connector there. The next connector I need to do is something similar, and that's going to actually come from over here down the bottom here and around. So what I can do is select that, and I can control D for duplicate, and then I can actually go and click on arrange, and what I'm going to do is rotate, and I'm going to flip on the horizontal, and then I'm going to move it over to here, and I can easily just bring this down to where that needs to go in, which is just under here. And I'm going to actually move this one here, and you can move that across. So as you can see though, this isn't quite going to work for me. So what I'm going to do is I can do a couple of things. I can ungroup, or I could reuse those two lines that I did last time. So I'm going to ungroup those together, and this one here I'm going to bring out, and that is not behaving. So I'm just going to delete that one, and I'm going to redo this one here to here, across to here, and I'm going to take it up to there. I'm going to shorten this here, and then remember this one, I'm going to click the arrow type and do that. If this arrow type shape here doesn't come up, you can just click on the format, and you can go to your shapes, the launcher, this little button here, and it pops out. I believe I've got everything there, and once again, if I needed to, I can select these two using the control key and actually group that, so it will be actually a group that will be one line there. What I need to do now is I need to work, I'm going to close this formatting here, and I'm going to zoom up on my zoom level, and I'm going to start adding my text in. So the first thing I'm going to do is click in here, and I don't need to double click or anything, just click and type start, end, and then I can keep going that. Now if for some reason I'm going to come down to this one and have a look, this one needs print colon new line. I'm going to say print colon new line. Okay, so that fits in. But if for some reason the text didn't fit in, the best thing would be is to either select everything and decrease the size of the font, or increase the size of your shapes, but do them all at once, so use that control key. Within less than 20 minutes, I have shown you how to create your flowchart. I'm actually not going to type in all of this. One thing that I will quickly show you, that a couple of these lines, like this is a no line, this one here is a, oops, and I just realized that this line here should have been up to here, so let me just quickly go and move that one up there. Okay, this line should be yes, this line should be no. I'm just going to quickly grab a little text box here and type no, and that font there, because this is in text box, it's not the same font. I can turn around and do that, and my Calibri Lucinda Calibri is there, and I can change that. And if I want to, I could right button click, set as default text box. So all my text boxes is going to be this font. Or the other thing that I can do is just click on there and select duplicate. I'm going to duplicate it twice, even though I don't need it twice. I'm going to put no here, and then this other one I'm going to move it to here, and I actually want to double click in the middle of no, that selects it, and type yes, and then I could duplicate that to the other yeses that I need. There you go, 19 minutes and we are all set. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you need to do this more often, you could actually save this as a template and then go from there, or you could actually create styles or default themes so that this remembers all your settings. Have a great day.